Well, WrestleMania 41 is over with, and I have got to say, this has got to be one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. Terrible storytelling, lack of star power, boring matches, dead crowd, botches after botch. You know what I'm saying? Terrible endings, you know what I'm saying? This was, oh my gosh, this WrestleMania was so freaking bad, bro. But anyway, let's get into it for night one. But before I start, I just want to say I actually had to work on night one of WrestleMania, so I didn't get to watch it live. So after work, I came home, went on Peacock, and I saw that it was already over, so I got to go back and watch the show, night one, and replay and actually skip through it. So there's going to be a lot of me skipping through it because I didn't care about the garbage-ass, matches that they had for this show. But anyway, Jay versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. It starts off the show. So I already knew once Jay won the Rumble, he wasn't going to main event WrestleMania because it's Jay Uso. But anyway, Jay Uso versus Gunther happens, right? First off, I am disappointed in Jay Uso's entrance. I was expecting it to be entrance of the night because his entrance is lit. I'll give him, we all can agree on that. But the crowd was dead. There were some cheers, yeah, for Jay. There was some yeeting, but it is nothing compared to how the entrance that he had over there in France last year at Backlash. I was expecting something like that, but nope. Anyway, then Gunther comes out, you know what I'm saying, and the match starts, and I pretty much fell asleep 5 minutes into the match because the match started off slow. It was boring, you know what I'm saying. This was probably one of the worst championship matches at WrestleMania, and it really sad. It really sucks because I was trying to give hopes for it, because I wasn't interested in the feud or the match, but I was like, screw it, I'll still watch it. Maybe the match might be good. And nope. Anyway, the match was slow paced. Gunther didn't really feel like an actual heel threat in this match. Jey Uso, I don't know what it is, but why is it that he has a limited moveset? He doesn't wrestle, he doesn't do that much moves like he did when he was in the tag team division. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the ending of this match was so stupid. Gunther gets in a chokehold. Jey Uso puts Gunther in a chokehold, and Gunther taps within the first 3 seconds. He didn't even try to fight his way out or try to last longer to maybe get to the ropes. He taps out in 3 seconds to a move that didn't even look like it was effective on him, and he loses like that. You just kill his momentum as an actual big heel, and you know what I'm saying? His aura is dead. Gunther's championship reign has been trashed, and it's over with. I've completely lost all hope with Gunther. They completely ruined his momentum as an actual heel. And no one's going to take him serious anymore after he lost to Jey Uso, of all people, in a freaking chokehold and tapped out in 3 seconds. So stupid. This match did not feel WrestleMania worthy. It felt like a mid-card match, or it felt like a championship match for another pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Jey Uso won. The crowd. This crowd was so dead in the beginning of this match. Like, there were some cheers, there were some pops. They did cheer for Jay after he won, but it wasn't like a loud ass pop. Like everybody was dying. They were dying to see Jey Uso win, become world champion. There were some pops, and that's it. But it did not feel WrestleMania worthy. This match sucked. It was slow paced. There was no drama in this match to make they should have made it to where Gunther was dominating Jey Uso, like making you think that he might actually win, because he's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jay didn't even fight back. He didn't give it everything he got, This match was just so slow paced, and there was just no drama in this match. They should have had Gunther, like last year when he went against Sami Zayn. He actually dominated Sami Zayn, making you think he was gonna retain, but he lost. That just should have happened. The same thing with this match against Jey Uso, but instead, it's so slow paced. Terrible match. I actually fell asleep through the middle of it because of how boring it was. Congrats to Jey Uso, but again, I don't think he's main event ready he's ready enough to hold this world championship. I'm gonna give it a shot still. You see, maybe they might prove me wrong and actually have a good championship reign, but I see it being decent at best. He'll probably lose it at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, and then he'll go back to the mid. Well, he is in the mid card. He's a mid carder holding a freaking world main event championship. Gunther is pretty much over with, you know what I'm saying? I lost all hope for him because Triple H doesn't know how to fucking book his actual world champ when he was champ. So, yeah, there goes that. Didn't give a damn. Terrible match, and I would never watch it again. Anyway, let's see. What else we got? Jade versus Naomi. Skip. Didn't watch it. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title. Skip. Didn't care. New Day versus War Raiders for the Raw Tag Team belts. Skip, didn't care. Chad Gable versus that luchador dude who replaced Rey Mysterio. Skip, didn't care. See, that just shows you how much this WrestleMania, the matches sucked. I skipped 4 matches. 4 matches because they had a bunch of nobodies. They had a bunch of, jobber slash undercard wrestlers. And for this, do not put wrestlers who are not good enough in terms of star power on a main worthy WrestleMania. 4 matches that I skipped because I didn't care about who was in it or what the story was about. Do not put wrestlers that no one cares about on a big show like WrestleMania because no one's going to care. I didn't even care about seeing them on Raw and SmackDown wrestle, so why would I care about watching them on WrestleMania? You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I didn't watch it because I saw people's reactions about these matches and they said they sucked too, that they were boring, no one cared. So yeah, good thing I saved my time from watching those 4 matches. But anyway, Tiffany versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's World Championship. Good match. I enjoyed it. This is probably one of the only few matches that I actually was interested in for night 1. Yeah, so good match. Not gonna lie, there were a few botches, and the ending did look a little off. Like Tiffany hit a moonsault off the top rope on Charlotte. It didn't really look effective. I don't know if it was. I think it was more so on Charlotte's part where she didn't sell it very well because it didn't seem like an actual good finish. It felt like she was gonna kick out of it because it didn't look too effective. But that's where the match ended. So good match. I liked it. Was it a 5-star classic? No, it wasn't, but it was still a good match. Charlotte proves again that she's probably the best women's wrestler of all time. Tiffany did her thing too. She actually got a bruise on her forehead from the natural selection off the top rope by Charlotte Flair, and she got her front tooth got chipped because Charlotte was hitting her with some actual real shots. So there's some beef between these two, and they finally let it all out in this match. Good match, probably the second best match of the night, and so yeah, like I said, I didn't really care which one won. I just wanted to see the actual match, and they delivered. But anyway, the main event: Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk triple threat match for nothing, no storytelling. Oh, I'm sorry, it's for to see which one gets to keep Paul Heyman. Like we care about that. Hell no. Anyway, the entrance alone were fire. Seth Rollins comes out, with a freaking flamethrower, right? And I'm like, all right, that's awesome. And then, it cuts to black, and then it comes back, and he has like this full drip white attire. And I'm like, all right, hell yeah, he's cooking. So he comes out, the crowd's going, whoa, 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 and all that. Roman Reigns comes out, and this is the first time that since WrestleMania 36, I believe, where Roman Reigns came out by himself, no bloodline, so it was a little weird to see him come out by himself. But, the entrance was fire, though. He put the one up and all that. So he comes out, and then CM Punk comes out, and there was a tribute, and they were playing his old theme song in the actual tribute, He was saying, my addiction is wrestling, and I got so hyped because I'm like, it took me back to the old days of when I used to love WWE way more, It was showing, all his career from back in the day, and it was amazing. They were playing that Fire Burns theme song, and then it cut, and then Living Colour, that the band who sings Cult of Personality, they sang Punk out to the ring, and it was amazing because it was just amazing. It brought me back to the good old days of WWE. So the match starts, right, and I'm not I'm a little disappointed of the build up for this feud. But the only reason why people care about this match is because of the people who were in it, the star power. That's all it had was star power. And it was hands down match of the night. Definitely good match. There was a lot of good spots. I think the spots that I did like that did have some story to them was when Seth Rollins had CM Punk outside the ring, and he had him in position, and he tells Roman, "Come on, let's take him out. Let's do this. Let's take him out, and it'll just be you and me 1-on-1." And Roman's just hesitating. He's like, I hate CM Punk, I do, but why would I work with you after what you did to me? You think just because we both hate the same guy that I'm going to help you? No. But, Roman's like, ugh. And then he tricks Seth Rollins, right? He's like, all right, pick him up. They're about to go for the old shield bomb, right? But instead he punches Seth, and he does the shield power bomb for himself, by himself, to CM Punk. And I thought that was pretty cool, I was like, oh, shoot, they're going to do the old shield thing. But nope, Roman Reigns tricked him, and he did it himself. And then he puts Seth Rollins through the other table. So I'm like, hell yeah, see, that's cool right there. And then this is where it got even crazier. Because Roman and Punk and Seth are all down, right? And then Paul, he's sitting there he's on right there beside him with the steel chair, and he's trying to figure out who he's gonna side with, his tribal chief or his best friend. And he gives the chair to Punk, right? I'm like, damn. So he's siding with CM Punk, and he tells Punk, hit Roman, And just as he's about to hit Roman, he boom hits a low blow on Punk, and he's all like, "You think I would turn on my tribal chief like that?" And Roman's smiling. He goes, "Oh my gosh, I think he's back." He's siding with me now, and he helps Roman up. He gives him the steel chair, and Roman's like, yes, he feels like he's still in power. He feels like he still has power over Paul. That he still has somewhat who's loyal to him. And then he tells him, he points at Seth Rollins, right? And Seth Rollins is in the same position that Roman Reigns was when Seth hit him in the steel chair, right? So Roman's about to hit him, right, to finally get his revenge and beat him at WrestleMania. And then Paul Heyman, boom, low blows Roman Reigns. I did not see that coming. Him low blowing CM Punk and Roman Reigns, But anyway, he does that, and Seth's standing there, and Seth's like, he has his face like he already knew what was gonna go down, like he already had this planned out already. And then Paul hands him the steel chair, and then Seth, he hits Roman Reigns again in the back, curb stomps him, and he pins him 1, 2, 3. Now, what I liked about this ending was that it actually threw me off because I was expecting Seth Rollins to pin CM Punk because he hates CM Punk real bad and all that. But instead, he pinned Roman Reigns. So I was like, oh, dang, okay. And he wins, right? And first off, in-ring wise, easily best match of the night. Good spots, good fast pace, near fall counters, everything. It was amazing. The ending was shocking too because I expected Punk to take the pin, but it was Roman who took the pin. And it's crazy too because 10 years ago, Seth Rollins cashed in his contract in the main event of WrestleMania 31 between Brock and Roman, and he beat Roman and took his opportunity away from him. He took the belt away from Roman. And now 10 years later, he beat Roman Reigns again in the main event of WrestleMania and took his wise man Paul Heyman. So it's crazy. Good match. But again, there was no story to this match. And Paul Heyman signing with Seth Rollins, I don't care about that. It's not, why does Seth need to partner up with a snake like him, with some coward like Paul Heyman? Seth is a huge star already. He doesn't need to be with Paul Heyman. But again, we gotta wait and see how this goes. Hopefully this is the end of that freaking dumb visionary gimmick of his already. It's gone on for far too long already. But anyway, CM Punk, after the match, he kissed the ring, because he finally got to main event WrestleMania. So it was great that he got to main event WrestleMania, but he didn't win the match. Roman lost the match. He took the pin, and he's pretty much going to be gone after WrestleMania for a few months, so because he's a part-timer. And I actually felt bad for Roman, bro, because he actually really thought Paul was going to actually help him again. He actually thought Paul sided with him over Punk. But it kind of makes Roman look stupid at the same time because you literally said you were done with them on that following Raw, the Raw Go Home show. And you said you were done with them, right? You even pushed him to the ground. And now at WrestleMania, you're over there thinking, oh, he's with me now. He's helping me. He picked me over Punk. You know what I'm saying? You're pretty much letting your guard down again. You're not learning your lesson. Do not trust anybody because this is the sixth person who's betrayed you already in your career. So you pretty much fell for the bait. It made him look stupid. But I still feel bad for him because he really did think Paul was going to side with him over Punk. But Paul betrayed him. Seth won the match. Good match. But again, I don't care. It's not going to lead to anything interesting in the future. Nothing's going to come out of it. Punk got his main event match. I don't know what's going to be next for Punk. I don't know what's going to be next for Roman. He's going to be gone. Seth he's still the same guy pretty much, just with Paul Heyman now. So again, nothing comes out of this match. All we got was a good match with star power. So that was easily match of the night. The second best match of the night was Tiffany versus Charlotte, and everything else, didn't care about it. Trash. Didn't even watch the rest of the show except for Jay versus Gunther. After that, I didn't care for it. And the crowd was dead until the main event. There was a few pops throughout the show, but it was mostly dead because the show freaking sucks. There's no good stars in these matches. Terrible storytelling. Triple H does not understand. Do not push the actual stars that have talent and put him on the show instead of putting these freaking jobbers that no one cares about. My gosh, man. Anyway, night one was pretty much, I give it a 3 out of 10. Yeah. that was night one for you. So terrible night. Didn't give a damn except for the main event and the match before that one. So yeah. Anyway, night two comes in, right? So it starts off with a triple threat women's championship match: Bianca versus Rhea versus Io. I actually wanted Io to retain, even though I'm not a fan of hers. I think I definitely didn't want Rhea winning because she hasn't done nothing to even you know become world. I don't know. I just don't really care for Rhea. I don't care about her. She doesn't wrestle. Her character is overrated. Terrible promo skills, so I wouldn't mind Bianca winning if she had turned heel. If she was going to turn heel to cheat and win to win the belt, I would have been down for it because her character is stale as hell already. But Io won. She retained. The crowd was easily on Io's side. They were cheering her the whole time. Match was really good, really good. Bianca and Io definitely carried it. Rhea was botching like crazy, but that's what do you expect when you don't freaking wrestle at all? So anyway, the crowd was into it. I enjoyed the match. It was probably the best. It was a good match, definitely. So Io won. So I'm interested to see what's going to be next for her and her championship reign. Next up was Priest versus McIntyre. Again, didn't care for this feud. Both guys should have had something different planned for their WrestleMania, but we ended up going one-on-one against each other. So the entrance alone, dude, Damian Priest's entrance was fire, hands down. One of the best entrances of the night. And then Drew comes out, and the match starts, and it was not all that, It was watchable, I'll give it that, but it was not a crazy full-on street fight, It wasn't all that, guys. It really sucks because I like both of these guys, but the match was not all that, Drew McIntyre does end up getting the win. He hits. I do like the ending to the match, though. He put Damian's head on this chair on the turnbuckle, and he claymored him, his face into the steel chair, and then he pinned him 1, 2, 3. So good ending. I like the ending. It was pretty badass, but the actual match, it was pretty much a letdown. And but like I said, it wasn't a bad match. It just wasn't all that, It was just like whatever. It was just mid. So yeah, Drew won, but again, I didn't care for this match at all because no one asked for it. No one cared about it. No, what's next for both of them? Nothing. Anyway, what's next? We got what's next? Okay, next up we got the Randy Orton Open Challenge for WrestleMania. Man, I was so excited, because this is Randy Orton's 20th WrestleMania, so they were going to plan something big for him, right? He calls out, come on out, bring whoever, right? And everybody's waiting, they have us waiting, right? And they zoom into the entranceway, right? And the doors open, right? And it's that freaking Joe Hendry, whatever, from TNA. That's his Open Challenge. I was so disappointed that this is Randy Orton's 20th WrestleMania, and you give him someone like this. I don't care about this freaking joke. He's from TNA, so when I found out he was from TNA, I'm like, man, they could have picked Dolph Ziggler to be the Open Challenge. Ziggler versus Orton would have been a way better match. And they give us this guy. I don't really know this guy that well, but I do know what he's really known for his freaking this pose he does, whatever. But anyway, he comes out and he answers Randy's challenge, and the match starts. Match was short as hell. It was like 3, 4, 5 minutes, and I can't really say it's a bad match because there was really nothing. It wasn't even a match. It happened in 4 minutes. That's it, and Randy hard KO'd him and won. Didn't care for this match anymore after that guy came out. I was expecting it to be Aleister Black or Jeff Hardy, but instead we get this guy. So what a disgrace to Randy Orton's WrestleMania legacy. So yeah, screw that. Anyway, next up we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Terrible match. Again, I was expecting it to be good, but it ended up being trash. I think AJ Styles' best days are behind him. It really sucks to say that about him because this is one of the all-time greatest wrestlers, but I really do see him retiring at the end of this year because there's nothing left for him to do anymore. They're just ruining his legacy by having him go against Logan Paul of all people. So this match sucked. I actually fell asleep through this match. Ending sucked. Karrion Kross came out. He tried to make AJ Styles cheat to win, but AJ wasn't having it. He punched Kross, and then Logan took advantage and hit his finisher. It 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Didn't care for this match, and the match sucked even. Sucked. I thought it was gonna be decent at best, but it was bad. It was pretty bad. So yeah, didn't care. Next up, We have the women's tag team championship match. Liv and Raquel versus that one chick. I don't know her name is because I don't watch the show. Because and Bailey was supposed to be her original partner, but she got attacked. I don't know what happened. I haven't caught up with that, but she got attacked. So she needed a new partner, and they found one, and it was Becky Lynch. And I was like, all right, really predictable. I knew it was going to be her. Happy that she's back. Hopefully she sticks around. But I actually used this match as my bathroom break. I didn't care for this match, even if it was Becky, who I like. I still didn't care because like I just stuck around to see who the mystery partner was, and it was Becky. I'm like, all right, cool. After that, I didn't watch the match. And then the match was over, and I came back, and I was like, all right, it's over. All right, good. And then we get to the main event, the one match that I actually did care about, even though the build-up has been a letdown. It was the match I was so hyped for. Anyway, Cody versus Cena, one-on-one, WWE Championship. Cena's time to break the record on the grandest stage of them all because this is his last WrestleMania. So I was so hyped for this match. Now, I'm disappointed of the entrance alone. This is WrestleMania, Cena's last WrestleMania, and they don't give like a tribute or nothing, showing his past WrestleManias or showing a career, his whole career, what he's done, his achievements. Instead, he comes out in the entire, entranceway, the whole, everything was all black. All it said was his name, and that's it. Yeah, I'm like, man, they could have gave John Cena an epic WrestleMania entrance for his last one, and instead he just comes out and it's all black. Terrible entrance. Then Cody Rhodes came out, and he had a good entrance too. He had dirt bike, motorcycles, and all that. And then his theme song hits, and he comes out in this freaking dope ass, golden skull helmet, and then it opened to the front up like Iron Man kinda, and it was pretty cool, and it was easily a good entrance, real good entrance, and he had a dope attire. So, and then he comes out, right, heads to the ring, and then they announce, it's for the WWE Championship, and the crowds are going crazy because they're so hyped for this match. I am too. I'm ready for this match. And they announce, John Cena, right, and everybody's cheering him, right, especially the first eight rows. I could tell those were some diehard John Cena fans, bro. They were cheering him loud when they were introducing him. And then they go to Cody Rhodes, and they're booing him, right? And I'm like, man, I knew that was going to happen. They were going to boo him. And then the match starts, right? And everyone's going crazy. They're ready for this match. And, okay, this is where it gets, this is where we're going to talk about it, right? The match itself. I already said in my last video, I did not expect this to be a 5-star classic because of John Cena's age. He obviously can't go the way he could like he did in his prime. So, again, I didn't expect anything crazy out of this match in terms of in-ring ability. And plus, his whole story is to not give the fans what they want. So he's not going to go out there and give it everything he's got because that's his whole point as a heel. But I was still expecting at least somewhat of a solid match, which I believe it was. I thought it was, but maybe some of it has to do with the fact that I was just trying to appreciate John Cena's last match. Like, even if the match didn't live up to the hype, I was just trying to appreciate it, and try to enjoy his last match because it is his last WrestleMania match. So I was just pretty much trying to enjoy it, even if I wasn't really, actually liking the whole in-ring alone, the actual in-ring match itself, So I give it a 3 out of 5 star in terms of in-ring, but I'm not too mad because I was just trying to enjoy it, enjoy the last match of John Cena's WrestleMania. But what I do have a problem with is that, again, The Rock, all right, he didn't come out, right? I didn't like the way John Cena win. Yes, I get it. He's a heel. He needed to cheat to win. It makes sense. But if he was going to cheat, then it would have made more sense for The Rock to come out and help. But he didn't come out. I'm not too mad about it because, again, I don't care to see The Rock. But what I am mad about is that why are you going to start a freaking heel turn run for John Cena if you're not going to freaking come out and help elevate it to what it's supposed to be? You start a storyline with this whole selling your soul, but yet you don't continue the storyline because you don't even show up at WrestleMania. It's completely stupid. If John Cena, well, it was so stupid. Why? Oh my gosh, bro. John Cena turning heel was completely stupid. You know what I'm saying? They should have just kept him babyface, Or if they were going to turn him heel, they should have had him turn heel at WrestleMania because it would still give that shocking ending to WrestleMania. But instead, He cheated to win. He hit Cody with the low blow, and then he hit him with the belt, and 1, 2, 3. That's it. But I do want to talk about something before that. Cody actually had the belt in his hands because he blocked Cena from hitting him with the belt, and Cody took the belt. And Cena is pleading with him like, "No, don't hit me," and all that. And John Cena told Cody on SmackDown, "If you keep listening to these fans and trying to do what they want, you're not gonna win. You need to do what you want in order to win." And that was Cody's chance to either take Cena's advice and cheat to win and win the way he wants to win, or listen to the fans only to lose. And he picked the right way. He dropped the belt, and Cena took advantage by hitting the low blow. So I was interested at that moment of the match, like, okay, what's Cody gonna do? Is he gonna take Cena's advice and actually do what he wants and win for himself, do it his way, or listen to the fans? And he listened to the fans. So yeah, so Cena won the match by cheating, but again, why did The Rock not come out? Now, the one thing I hate that everyone's bitching about, they were expecting like a Avengers Endgame ending where everybody like, dude, come on, dude, not every main event has to end in an Avengers Endgame type of way ever since, they're expecting that type of ending now for every WrestleMania main event now, just because it happened last year with Cody and versus Roman. We don't need that, okay, for every WrestleMania main event. Get over it. It's done with. We got it last year. It was great. We're never going to see it again, so get over it. People bitching about that, that's stupid. But what I do agree with them on what they're complaining about is the whole Rock situation. Even if The Rock wasn't going to get his hands dirty in this match, he could have at least came out and make it look like he was going to hit Cody with the Rock bottom, but Cody would, reverse it and hit a crossroads on The Rock. You know what I'm saying? But instead you send Travis Scott. Who wants to see Travis Scott in there? Yes, it was great seeing him get his ass kicked by Cody. Cody got his revenge. He hit a crossroads on Travis Scott. But you have Travis Scott come out to help Cena win instead of The Rock. Are you serious? Travis has nothing to do with the storyline. The Rock does, but instead he has Travis Scott come out instead. The Rock was nowhere to be found, and it just makes Cena's heel run. It makes the storyline make no sense at all. It makes Cena's heel run completely stupid and pointless. The Rock not coming out to help Cena win was just stupid. It was just, oh my gosh, man. But at the end of the day, the moment I heard 3 from the ref, my jaw dropped because I just witnessed history. John Cena is now the record-breaking 17-time world champion. There is no longer a debate. Michael Cole's commentary was amazing. It was on point. The moment Cena won, he goes, "There is no longer a debate. John Cena is now the greatest of all time. He now holds the record for most world championship wins." So I was really happy for him. Again, the match wasn't all that, but I still try to enjoy it because it was John Cena's last WrestleMania main event match. So I enjoyed it. It was watchable, but it's nothing 5-star classic worthy in terms of in-ring. So I'm happy for John Cena that he finally broke the record. He is now the current champ, even though he hates us. I don't care. He's the GOAT now. Even the Cena haters have to admit that he's the GOAT now. I feel real bad for Cody though, because I don't know where Cody goes from here. He will get his rematch. Who knows? He might not even get one because Roman didn't even get his rematch for his loss, and he's still owed one, but he hasn't gotten one. So if he didn't get one, maybe Cody might not get one, but who knows? So I think Cody's going to be taking a break after WrestleMania, and we won't see him for a while. And I think it's good because the crowd is starting to turn on him. So I feel like if he leaves, people are going to miss him and want him back, So, I think that needs to happen. He needs to take a break so that people can, start missing him again. And then that's when he'll start getting cheered again once he's back. So, but I do feel bad for Cody. I appreciate everything he did for that belt. He tried to make it the workhorse belt, the best belt that he possibly could. I enjoyed it but it wasn't it wasn't like a memorable one where we could look back and say, man, it was a classic. I just enjoyed it for when it all happened, but it was pretty much, it wasn't good in terms of storytelling because Triple H had no good superstars for him to go up against to make the story better for his championship reign because Triple H does not know how to book storytelling anymore. So Cody's championship reign was not a good one. I enjoyed it, yeah, but it's not really one of the best ones of all time because Triple H fumbled it big time. But anyway, John Cena won the belt. I'm happy for him. He's the GOAT. He's the champ. He's running this place for the rest of this year. But again, this whole heel run is completely dumb. It doesn't make any sense anymore. The Rock didn't show up did not make any sense. So I completely understand why people are mad about that. But the fact that they're complaining about, oh, that we didn't get an Avengers Endgame ending is stupid. Get over it, people. We're not getting that type of ending anymore. It's not gonna be like that for every main event at WrestleMania. So get over it. But anyway, this whole WrestleMania alone, both nights combined, trash. The only good matches were Cena and Cody in terms of hype. And then the triple threat, Roman, Punk, and Seth, and Tiffany versus Charlotte, and Bianca, Rhea, and Io. Those 4 matches were good. I like those 4 matches, but every other match, trash. So in total, I would give this show a 4 out of 10. Dead crowd. Yeah, hopefully they don't fumble Cena's championship reign, because they already fumbled his heel work and his heel run. So yeah, terrible WrestleMania, one of the worst of all time. The only thing it's going to be remembered for is Seth Rollins' heel turn and John Cena breaking the record and becoming the 17-time world champion. So, yep, WWE is going to continue to fall if Triple H keeps booking it like this with terrible storytelling. And yeah, bro. One of the worst WrestleManias of all time. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.